to me, the Knicks, A plus, 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 plus in the offseason.
No secret that you had just a tiny feud with the Knicks during your playing days. So I'd love for you to kind of break down that situation. They've all gone in, on the chemistry, bringing in all these Villanova guys together. Jalen Brunson, he's eating almost $100 million to make all of this happen. So when you consider all of these things, do you view them as a team that can win the East? How do you feel?
Oh, absolutely. Look, the Knicks won and are winning the offseason. And people need to understand how much team chemistry factors in to winning. And when you have a solid locker room and a solid base, I'm no longer calling them the New York Knicks. They're the Nova Knicks. And they have that chemistry with those four guys. You re-signed OG. I think if there's any question mark, it will be the loss of Isaiah Hartenstein. I felt that he was a big contributor when he was starting and coming off the bench for them. But I can also see them playing small a lot when Julius Randle is, healthy, which he will be. Think about that. Randle didn't even play at all during the playoffs last year, and the Knicks were that successful. So having that team chemistry will go a long way. To me, the Knicks, A plus, 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 plus in the offseason. And people are, I hear and see people saying, there's no way if I'm Brunson, I'm giving up that type of money. Number one, he will make that and more off the court being in New York.
Yeah.
Will he ever get that back, 113 back? Who cares? If it factors into winning a championship and being surrounded. Think about, and to me, I think Boston was A plus plus. And you're like, well, they didn't do anything. Exactly. They didn't have to. They re-signed Tatum. They re-signed White. They were clearly head and shoulders over everyone in the East and the West as well. And that's why they wanted a championship. But what the Knicks have done, you go and get Bridges, wing player, defender. Re-signed OG, wing player, defender. You still have Hart. You still have Dante. You have chemistry. And now you have a true superstar in Jalen Brunson. And we haven't even talked about Julius Randle coming back.
Right.
That's why they're poised to make a run at the Celtics and win the East.
Obviously, your career, LeBron's overlapped for a couple years there. And when he first got into the league, could you have envisioned things playing out the way they did for him and him still playing in 2024? Could you have ever imagined that?
Not still playing, but playing. I mean, he was all NBA. I mean, at year 20, all NBA, averaging 20 plus points a game, 324? No. This is how weird it is. My last year was his rookie year.
Crazy.
I actually played against LeBron. I could tell people that. And it's funny because, the hype was all about him coming in. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to show him something that's like, I'm going to see if he can fall for any of my old tricks. So, single double, I'm going to kind of throw him off.
Right.
If I can, rattle him a little bit, he wasn't phased, didn't move. Got a for it. I'm like, this kid is good.
Right.
Places. So,
right.
It is a testament to what he does in the offseason. I think a lot of people don't understand. He spends well over $1 million on body maintenance. That says a lot. There's guys that come summertime, they take full advantage of it being summertime.
Right.
And LeBron doesn't. It's all about body maintenance, and it's great genes too, right? Fantastic genes, and I applaud them. And I think that's why a lot of us old heads or older players probably hate on that. You know why? They're jealous. Tell you why they're jealous? Because we were not as great late in our careers as LeBron is in his. That we wish we were averaging and dominating and dunking and still being a factor I wish I was like that in year 18, my last year, that he is it year 20 for him? We wish we were that dominant, but we weren't. And I think that's why a lot of old players hate on that, because they weren't. I mean, go look at the no one was this good this many years in. I mean, look at Vince Carter. He just retired and he averaged 4 points last year, and LeBron's averaging 25. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And speaking of genes, I know his son Bronny just got drafted. Super excited for him, and I know there's been a lot of debate about whether he's going to live up to the same standards as his dad, which I think is very unfair to put on a kid. But how do you feel about it? Do you think that he, of course, having his dad, he probably has what it takes, or has got some sort of an idea of what it's like playing? But where do you see his head being at right now, and how do you think he is going to transfer to the NBA from college, if that makes sense?
It will take some time, but I think people need to understand that Bronny has grown up in NBA locker rooms. His whole life was coming to work with dad. Now, will that translate into greatness? That obviously we'll see, but it's going to take some time, because he's not 6'8" and 230, 240 like LeBron. He's 6'1". So it's going to be an adjustment. And I think people need to be patient. And I know people are falling off buildings and looking at his summer league numbers. People, it's summer league. Yep. No one cares. Those numbers won't translate to the fall when it's veterans camp. No one cares. It's all about experience in the summer. And it'll take some time. It just will. So people, please pause on the Bronny hate and appreciate what we're witnessing. Like we appreciated the Griffies. Just, I know it's different, but he gets a hall pass from me, because I think that's one of the coolest things ever. And why not flex if you've got, why not? Nepotism is everywhere, right? You're not hating, you guys don't hate on Jeannie Buss. How did she get it? How did she get the Lakers? Mr. Nolan in New York. I mean,
valid points.
Nepotism is a very big business. So why can't LeBron flex and get his son on the team?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, it's a valid point. I agree. Speaking of family, very, very quickly, your sister Cheryl, widely considered one of the best female players ever. And I know, talking as a Hoosier.
Not wildly, Casey, not wildly.
She is the best female player. I was going to say, as a Hoosier, I'm right there. I know she's a legend. Could you kind of talk about the hype and the pressure she faced versus what players like maybe Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese are kind of going through right now?
The problem is with Caitlin and Angel, and I'd say the last 15 years, is social media. Cheryl and Lynette Woodard and Donovan, even Cynthia Cooper, all them players, they never had to face social media the way Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Cam Brink, they didn't have to face, because now everyone has their own opinion and their own critic. Everyone's home in their basement and watching games and commenting in real time. In Indiana, when I played, we had one paper and one beat writer. New York had 2 or 3 papers, just beat writers. Now, everyone has podcasts. Everyone, it's just nonstop, 24/7 on X, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Everyone has an opinion, and sometimes you gotta just stop the noise, turn off the devices. And everything I hear about Caitlin, she does that, which is great. She's not on social. She's on it, but she's not actively on it. And she doesn't let a lot of that affect her. And that was the plus that Cheryl never had to deal with, because there wasn't any of that. It was just all about hooping. And you only had to deal with your local Riverside Press Enterprise. That's all we had to deal with. That was it.
Hey, sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.